All right, Brian. So what is new, buddy?
You know what? Nothing too much. Work's going really good. Actually made it to seeing Wakanda Forever, which was just fantastic. I mean, everything that you wanted it to be. It was just fantastic. It needed to be what it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
My son Esley stressed. He got, as he said, he was in his feelings a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave us everything we needed. So yeah, it was fantastic. I got to get caught up on Black Adam, but no, it was been a good week, and similar to you, I was fighting off a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
You can still hear a little bit of a cough going on, but I am back in fighting shape, and I'm ready, man.
All right. Well, let's hit that intro. But
Let's
first,
do it.
what
But
if
first,
what if Wendy was Ronald McDonald's sister?
see, I've always thought that the Burger King and the Dairy Queen, their children would have been Ronald and Wendy. So I
Right.
actually thought that. But then, you'd have to have, what if, this is a great thing to prevent. What if we did a game of fast food,
Okay.
and totally, who wants the condiment thrown, and you totally have Wendy and Ronald having a Lannister
Uh huh.
incestuous relationship. You know,
It's all
Grimace would
about
be,
the French fry and the frosty.
yes, Grimace would be like the hand
Oh
trying to
yeah.
advise, and then you got the sneaky hamburglar.
Oh dude,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we just figured out what our next episode is going to be. All right, let's hit it. Welcome to the Fandemic Presents Prevenge of the Nerds. We are your one-stop podcast. Every week, we are going to give you all the things to level up your awesome, just like you can level up your own awesome by buying my book, Leveling Up My Awesome, on sale on Amazon right now.
The first shameless plug.
Yes, this is how the show is going to go. First, we are going to start off with our top five, because this is where we're going to give you our 2 cents worth and a penny for our thoughts about the things that we like or maybe don't like. Then, we're going to tell you the stories that could have led to your favorite movies, TV shows, and so much more. It might be a list, it might be a pitch. One thing is for sure, you're awesome will be leveled due to this, just like if you buy my book, Leveling Up My Awesome, on sale on Amazon. To close the
This is
show,
not peace. This is
this is Deuce.
twice. Deuce. Yes. Yes.
And then to close the show, we are going to play a little pitch, fix, or ditch. We might do a quick pitch, fix some property that desperately needs it, or ditch it altogether and do something else entirely like today. Yes, we will pivot. Patent is pending.
And I will never make that sound because I enjoy not spitting on my shirts. But yes, we may pitch, fix, or ditch all the things today because again we're leveling up our awesome.
Yes, I am the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin, and this is my co-host, the unverified twin of Shamar Moore, at least in the nipples.
Brian S. Dennis with the S stands for the heart shaped herb.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the Fandemic presents Prevenge of the Nerds, streaming live. Where are we streaming live? We're streaming live on the Facebook. We're streaming live on the YouTube. And you can catch this episode on all the big places that you download podcasts, Spotify, Apple, all the fun stuff.
We may
So
even be on the Matrix.
we might. I heard that Neo listens to our podcast.
After that that fourth Matrix movie, I think Keanu needs to listen to the show to find some better ideas. But we can only hope the next John Wick can't be as bad as the new as the. It kind of makes us be glad that we didn't have John Wick the weekend of Keanu, that we didn't have Wick versus Neo, because I get the feeling that no matter what the whatever John Wick Chapter 4 is, it would have smashed the Matrix. So
Did you
we're very glad.
did you
Yes.
see the trailer? They released a trailer for John Wick 4.
Have they? I don't think I've seen it, or if I have, I've forgotten
Yeah.
what I saw.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll have to send it to you. But yeah, it looks pretty awesome. So
Is Lawrence Fishburne in the trailer?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
So again, he made a better choice making making Wick Chapter 4 than whatever that thing we saw was. I still don't know. I think at this point the Matrix, I don't know if the entire Matrix can jump the shark, but something, like, or if the shark is real. Hang on, Bradley.
Yeah.
It's not that it jumped the shark. It's that the shark was never there to begin with.
Ooh, I like that. That is very, very deep. Well, I'll stay on Matrix for a second. Did you hear about the casting news for the Acolyte, the new
No.
the Star Wars is a star. It takes place at the end of the High Republic,
Okay.
and it's about pretty much a Padawan and her Jedi Master, kind of making it sound like them figuring out things about the dark side and going on to.
Okay.
And Daphne Keene is casted in it. And you know who Daphne Keene is, right?
Yes.
Yes, and one Carrie Ann Moss. Trinity
Yes.
is in there. And all I can hope for, man, I want her to be a Sith so bad. It is going to be freaking awesome.
She can't be it. She's got to be it. I don't know. She could maybe pull off the haggard Jedi, but I personally think she'd be a great Sith. And as always, we root for the leather pants.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
That's
so
gimme.
so here's a question: since you know Star Wars canon far better than I,
Mhm.
has there ever been a situation where a Jedi Master and their Padawan, have they ever been romantically linked? Has that ever occurred?
Yes, several times, especially in the Old Republic.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some books about it, about some of that too. They don't put, I mean, more in the books than anywhere else. That's probably not even canon anymore.
Sure.
You would think in a lot of things between like the Padawan and Master, relationship, that things,
I mean, the Anakin Ashoka thing, it was there, like so right there. But the reason I brought it up is at that point, Bradley, is it okay to cross the streams?
That might be the path to the dark side.
Only, never mind. I'll just stop. Never mind.
All right.
I was gonna say only if you're Catholic, but never mind.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. That's all. We need the Pope coming after. That's what we really need. Okay. But how do you have noticed though? The Pope Insidious, not. I mean,
I mean, yeah, we better not tell any more jokes about that.
Yeah. We'll sit the car roving and we'll sit to safe things like the Illuminati. Yeah, that's there's no issues there. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
Dan Brown, we need you, sir. Okay.
Yes, we do. Oh man, such a great author. Brian, what's on your top 5 today?
All right, so my top 5. Well, a couple of these, and because we didn't record last week, so a couple of these may not be brand new, but these are the things that in the last couple of weeks are my top 5, and I think there's a big one that I'll save till later because I think you're probably going to mention as well.
Oh yeah.
But here's a couple of things. All of mine are streaming. So number one on Netflix. If you had a chance, Bradley, to watch a couple shows, they're very opposite ends of the spectrum. One is Blockbuster. Have you had a chance to watch that?
No, sadly, it's gonna happen probably tonight.
If you like Superstore, if you like The Office, if you like those ABC sitcoms like Fresh Off the Boat, there's a great mishmash of it. It stars the gentleman who was a star of Fresh Off the Boat. Forgive me, I'm forgetting his.
Randall something.
I
Randall
want to say
Young.
Randall Park, but I could
Parks.
be getting the
Yeah, Randall
last name.
Parks. Yeah.
Who also, if you enjoy, he stole many a scene, especially in Ant-Man and the Wasp, as well as in WandaVision.
Mhm.
He's fantastic as the manager of literally the last blockbuster, and a very underrated actor in one JB Smoove. They
JB
just
Smooth is in it.
JB Smoove
Oh,
plays his, this is not a spoiler, plays his lifelong childhood friend who also basically owns the mall in which the last blockbuster is in. So they have a weird, we're friends, but also, I also got to pay your rent type deal. And
yeah.
JB Smoove steals any scene he's in. Fantastic. So check out Blockbuster. Again, if it gives you very much Superstore vibes in a
Awesome.
lot of great ways. By the way, 6th season of Superstore coming out soon. Can't wait for that. And then the other opposite end of the spectrum, it's only 4 episodes. Hopefully you had a chance to watch it. Starring Stanley Tucci and your boy David Tennant. Inside Man. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
I watched the first episode,
Okay.
and then I was too tired, so I didn't want
Okay.
to like fall asleep in there. But yeah, yeah. This last week has been kind of a blur.
A little bit, right? You had a toothache, right? You had a little
Well,
minor toothy.
not only that, but getting ready for Wakanda Forever, which we'll be talking about. We had cosplayers in last night,
Sure.
but yeah, we'll. Oh boy, it was awesome.
Okay. Speaking, I'm gonna skip that. A couple other things. In fact, the last two on my list, I'm gonna really you because I know you have lots of thoughts. Tulsa King, though. Wow, wow.
Dude,
Okay, we have to give a moment and give lots of credit to one Taylor Sheridan.
yes,
Similar to how prolific Ryan Murphy has been writing things that have been on like Fox and ABC, Taylor Sheridan is the king of Paramount. I mean, the guy wrote or writes the fourth or maybe even fifth season now of Yellowstone
comes out tonight.
tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote 1883.
Mm-hmm.
Is writing, what is it, 66, 66, 66.
Mm-hmm.
The King of Youngstown, which I think may be the best of all of them. I rewatched that. That may be my favorite, tell you the truth. But Jeremy Renner, I mean, we can't go wrong with him. And now, fresh off of The Samaritan, which again, if you haven't checked that out, if you look for a great, just fun movie, if you dig Marvel stuff but don't want to watch Marvel, check out The Samaritan on Amazon, starring the one, the only Alien, or one Sylvester Stallone, Tulsa King,
Yes.
which is just, I did not catch the name of his driver, but just the dynamic between those two is so good. This is one they've been pushing out, and then thank you for texting me today because I forgot that it came out. So I actually watched it. I think we both watched it this morning.
Yeah, same time.
What are your thoughts on Tulsa King?
Dude, I liked it. Great start, just like all the Taylor
Yep,
Sheridan stuff, man. Sly absolutely killed it. That part where he, goes to Tulsa and he has the one night thing with the girl,
yep.
and she's like, "Well, how old are you?" He's like, 75, and she's like, what?"
First off, if I look that way at 75, I'm winning. Okay,
Right.
seriously. Maybe when you spend the majority of your early adulthood, wearing in movies where you have to be shirtless, maybe it requires you to, keep it tight.
Yeah.
Or you have to fight off Brigitte Nielsen. Either the two, either the
Mhm.
two. But Tulsa King is so good. Again, similar to Taylor's modern day version of thing. There's an underbelly with some organized crime thing. Again, similar to Kings of Youngstown. And I love they got the King of Youngstown. I'm sorry, the mayor, not the king.
Yeah, man.
Mayor of Youngstown and Tulsa King. He definitely puts things in the Midwest. But also just, I will never look at a water ball the same way again.
Yeah.
and it gave me such Sopranos meets Breaking Bad vibes.
Correct.
Like, and Bodie, you know the Bodie character. There's so much that's gonna happen there. It's too like
Yeah.
there's just he's too nice.
I want
Um,
another episode so bad.
I really makes me appreciate, and you know, I have this discussion with my family all the time with oh no, it's not the entire series season doesn't come out in one day, but I kind of like the happy that Amazon and Disney Plus gives us a lot of times, like that first week you give us 2 or 3 episodes. I think Peacemaker gave us 4 if I remember right, and then you give us the 1 episode a week because it was so good.
Hmm.
I agree with that. Just wanted to get to episode 2. So this comes out, I believe, on Sundays. So it's going to be a long week. But for those of you that are interested, again, it's called Tulsa King. It is on Paramount Plus, starring Sylvester Stallone. Really good. And again, if you like any of Taylor Sheridan's previous shows, this falls right in line. Similar flavor, done really, really well. And I can't wait to see with him, quote unquote, bringing the organized crime to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like, okay, yeah, but right. So there's a lot
Yeah.
that's gonna be there. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Only thing I would add to that
yeah,
is the way that they set it up. I really want some sort of crossover between the shows, between the
yes,
Mayor of Kingstown, and I want
yes,
to see a Dutton show up or so,
yes,
so
yes,
just
yes,
even if they
yes,
don't meet, just like
yes.
have one of the Duttons in Tulsa or somewhere. But that's what I
And
would.
since you have the scroll going, there will be spoilers. This is spoiler alert.
Yeah,
So, Brad, at the end of the episode, they show, I believe it was the FBI. They
ATF.
showed, oh, it was the ATF?
Yep.
So they showed the one officer looking at the screen. Do you think that's his daughter?
No, that was the girl he slept with.
Was it really? I didn't
Yeah,
catch that.
yeah,
Oh,
yep.
okay.
That was the girl that he
Wow.
had
Okay.
just
I
slept
must
with.
really not
Yeah.
have been paying attention. Okay.
Yeah, the one
Wow.
who was like, "Oh, you're 75.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Sorry, I had
Yeah,
fun." Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You know, so not only do you have grandpa issues, because that's what that is. That's not daddy issues.
right.
That's granddaddy issues. That's peepaw issues. Okay, that's issues with the guy that will pull out the butterscotch and come to your recital and be the weird guy with the full on camcorder instead of the phone because
Yeah,
he doesn't realize that's what's going on. The dude that had to be shown his seat, the guy whose bladder couldn't get him through the entire production. Yeah, that was your hookup. Yes,
yeah,
that's what
yep.
you hooked up with. Okay, the one that can eat at IHOP before 5 and is half price. That's your hookup. Okay, yeah, yeah. Like he owns socks that maybe are legitimately older than you.
Probably.
That's your hookup. Who can say non-ironically, back in my day, that's the dude you hooked up with. Yeah, okay. So Bradley and I hopefully both will make it to 75 and we hopefully still be in Stallone fighting shape. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. The next one I'm just leave to you because I'm assuming it was also in your top 5.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on Titans, sir?
Oh yeah, dude. Did you watch
Yes,
all 4 episodes?
yes. I'm
Okay.
caught up now. Yep.
All right. So again, spoilers, man. It's freaking amazing. Titans is really good with the supernatural type thing.
Love
Um,
the Maddox they brought in this season. Yep.
yeah, and we got to see Star Labs.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was not expecting that. So they're going a little bit more in the mythos.
Yep.
I thought that Lex Luthor was going to be around a little bit longer than he was.
But is it okay? But remember, because they were very particular to go Alexander Luthor Jr., which yes, while Lex is short for Alexander, I meant to research is this the Lex Luthor we all know and love / despise? Again, the guy that was played by Kevin Spacey, and again,
Yeah.
who's a bigger megalomaniac, Lex Luthor or the real Kevin Spacey? Um, or is this Crisis on Infinite Earths Alexander Luthor, So
Yeah.
is there some amalgamation of this?
Maybe.
So the fact that they kept really enhancing, and again, these things don't happen accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they didn't do the whole Lex Luthor thing, I love where they're going with Mr. Sanger or Sangre, which means
Mm-hmm.
blood. So I was like, okay, I see where we're going here.
Brother
I love
Blood.
Yep, I love their play on Jinx. I think it was a great
I know.
reimagining of Jinx.
I,
I was like,
I
that's awesome.
when I saw Jinx, I immediately went to Teen Titans Go, and I was
Right. As did I. And I go, wait, they've so done such a better job. I actually like their play on Tim Drake better than they did with Jason Todd. I wasn't a super
mm,
huge Jay. The way they handled Jason Todd, that dude ran the angry a little fat. Even for we all know Jason Todd had some anger issues.
mhm,
Hence Red Hood.
mhm.
I love the way they're doing this particular one. What they're doing with Rachel, Raven, Beast Boy, all the different piece of the puzzle coming together. And you're right, the way they're handling the supernatural with
Mhm.
this again. You've got Rachel, you've got Brother Blood, you've got Jinx, you've got all these different pieces of the puzzle. There's even a little supernaturalness even with Starfire.
Mhm.
So I really like, and again, as Dick Grayson, your boy Nightwing would say, magic sucks. I
Right.
love that so much. I love
Dude,
that so much.
the fact that Dick Grayson is training Tim Drake to be Robin,
Yes.
I
And then there's
mean,
giving the mantle, by the way. Then
right.
there's giving, hey, I got a uniform? No. Like, no. Like, the rest of us get to gear up. We go and fight all these villains. You got to roll in some jeans. We'll give you a bow staff, though, sir. So
It
figure it out.
right,
Yeah.
and then they go everywhere as like Dick Grayson and Starfire, and they're
Yeah.
like, how do the people not know their secret identities?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, the amount of people who know that Bruce is Batman, like Jinx, hey, what about Bruce's boat?
Yeah, you know.
And they made no qualms about it. First off, and again, I've always been a big Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's my favorite Robin. Love Nightwing. And I know he's one of your favorite, if not favorite, DC characters. There's a princess. The fact that they make no and reading the comic books, they've also always alluded to it, but they make no qualms that Dick Grayson is like the player of players
Oh
of
yeah.
the DC universe. Princess Leia, how are you?
Hey, oh, Brian wants to say hi.
Hi. Hi. What are you eating?
Ice cream.
Is that chocolate or something different?
Chocolate.
Very cool. I'll let you eat your ice cream, but I just want to say hi.
I'm done with my ice cream.
All right.
All right. Give
All
me
right, so
that back.
Brian,
Perfect.
so Brian, see you later.
Bye.
That's the first.
Bye.
I knew it wasn't over. I knew it wasn't over. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Nick, this version of Nightwing is probably one of my favorites. The Titan
And,
version.
and in case you didn't hear it, she loves her daddy, and that's a
Oh.
great way to have in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's such a pimp.
Right.
He's such a pimp.
And that's the right answer. He is.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
he's think about it. Okay, anyone that listens to this podcast knows how I go off that Harry Potter is the chosen one, and the fact they try and downplay his ego is unrealistic in a show that has dragons and giants, right?
Yeah.
Then the cats here.
Mhm.
This one is like, this is who you be. You're raised by the Batman. You're the chosen one. You're supposed to be Batman. You're supposed to be the leader of the Titans and AKA the future justice, all this sort of stuff. You're rich as hell. The fact that he Venmos 5 G's, it was like, all right. I mean, 5 million.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had a thing with Wonder Girl.
Wonder Girl.
Yeah, he
Did
had
he
a thing
have
with
one
Dove.
with Dove? They kind of alluded to it. Did him and Dove actually hook up?
Yeah, that's why Hawk didn't like him.
Yeah, he's hooked up with Starfire, which follows the comics. I really like their reimagining of not only Starfire but the Tamarinans period.
Correct.
I wasn't sure at the beginning. It's really grown on me. The thing that they've taken some creative license with, again, like Starfire, the Tamarin, even a bit of the Raven Rachel stuff. My son is catching up on it, and he's going, well, Beast Boy, he's only turned to a tire. Like, give it a minute, and when he finally gets more explosive with his transformations, again, it's well worth it. It's really good. I am old school that I really would have preferred my only knock on the show. I would prefer Cyborg as a Titan versus Doom Patrol. However, nothing, they didn't ask me. That's my only knock on this, is that I really would prefer Cyborg over in that realm of it. But barring that,
Yeah.
it's excellent. It's excellent.
You know, I'm actually surprised that they haven't worked in an episode every season with the Doom Patrol.
I am too. I was gonna ask you about that. Like, where's our crossover? Because it seems so natural, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't be forced. I mean, it's a good enough reason,
Yeah.
to have them there. So
Now,
yeah,
are you caught up on Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol. I am not. I'm
Me
back a bit
neither.
on Doom Patrol.
I think I am gonna get caught up on Doom Patrol. I probably it's gonna be I'm gonna jump that up on the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But Titans this season, what are we 3 or 4 episodes in is
4,
so
yep.
I think my favorite so far. I think it's my favorite season just
Mine
because how
too.
well they've handled the supernatural.
Mhm. It's
And
like semi horror, and I love
there
that.
it is. It really is. It's what the New Mutants were going for and failed miserably.
Yeah.
It really is bringing that part into it. That stuff with Raven and Trigon has always been more
Mhm.
horror-esque. And the fact that they have that, and I'm actually, just my thought process. I don't know if we'll get there or not, but just the way they're even envisioning with Beast Boy, and again, you got the scroll going, even with Beast Boy and how he's seeing with the animals dying and trying to figure stuff out, they show how the world looks different. Do you
Mhm.
think we'll maybe get an Animal Man drop?
Ooh, I
With the
didn't even
red
think
and the
about
green
that.
and how all that's interconnected, that's very much Animal Man
Yeah, it is.
mythos. So I'm
I
curious if
would
we'll get an
love that.
Animal Man.
I would love to see some Swamp Thing in here as
There's that
well.
as well. Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, that Animal Man, and then if I could have a Dead Man would be really good as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
But Animal Man, dude, you're onto
hmm
something there. You are
Yeah.
very much onto something. I love it.
So whoever leads in DC, we know you're listening. Whoever
James
is
Gunn.
so those of you that the creative team that's really behind Titans specifically, we've talked about this before. DC wins the animated game more often than not. They
Mhm.
fall a little behind in the live action movies. My goal is to check out. I'm behind on Black Adam, like I said, this coming weekend. Um, definitely keep this team together and have them drop. I like Doom Patrol. Stargirl, I go up and down on a little bit. But I really think that the guidance that they're getting, because it's for teens, it's not for kids.
Mhm.
It's for teens and adults. As it should be. They call themselves the Titans. They got rid of the whole teens thing.
Mhm.
It reads it's not like Sopranos or Game of Thrones or like Taylor Sheridan level 4-letter language and sex, but it's definitely for an older crowd and it reads well because this isn't Marvel.
Yeah.
This is not Miss Marvel. This isn't even Moon Knight. This is much more for a older, more mature, in a good way crowd, and I think
Mhm.
this works really well for them.
Yeah. So, real quick before we move on, because I know I want to. I just want to bring up one thing. Other than that,
Yep,
our top 5 are going to be the same, and then I want to give Wakanda Forever a good couple minutes here.
absolutely.
Give me a couple of DC characters that you would like James Gunn to knock out. Give me like 3 or 4.
And just anything or any particular like.
Anybody.
Okay, it's already hit a couple. I want to see Animal Man. I would love to see that. Okay. I would like to see Zatanna Zatara together. I would really like to
Yup.
see that together. I think would just honestly be really well done. And a character who I just always had a real, and will be my last one. A character that I want to see redone. I think they did it okay in Legends of Tomorrow, but I want old school Firestorm. That's what I want.
Awesome.
I want a straight up origin story with Dr. Stein and Ronnie Raymond. That's what I want. I almost want it to be done in the 80s because there was such a nuclear
Yeah.
proliferation story between us and
Yeah.
Russia in those. I want maybe just a straight as a Firestorm series in the 80s, just old school with all that tension. I would love to see that.
That's cool. My top one would be Zatanna Zatara. That'd be my top.
Yep.
I would say something like I would love to see Booster Gold.
I almost went Booster. Yep.
And I would like to see Blue Beetle and then a Blue and Gold.
Yes.
Well, and we're getting
Yes.
Blue Beetle. We are getting Blue
Yep. Yep.
Beetle.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
I kind of think that
Are we
with
getting? But
Gunn,
it's Jaime Rain. Is Jaime or is it Ted Cord?
it's Jaime Reyes,
Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
I mean, and I think there's still a place for Jaime Ramirez, Blue Beetle with. I mean, you got to have Ted Cord with Jaime Ramirez, so
Yeah.
you can still do blue and gold.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
so
I mean, you could do the whole industrialist still thing,
yeah,
and again, because we have more of the supernatural and with the advanced technology that gets all those things would be, I think, really, really good to bring about as well. So, absolutely, absolutely. So those of you that are listening, give us those people, and again, it just shows that DC has a depth of characters beyond the big three, and they lean into the big three a lot of times really heavily and by big three, if you don't know who I mean, Wonder Woman, Superman, and of course the Batman.
Batman.
They have a lot there, and they should really take the lead. They follow Marvel's lead. Again, all the characters so much of think as the lead when you think about Marvel, those were second level characters
Mhm.
before they made them first run with the movies. So
Yeah.
absolutely, yep.
All right. So the only thing that I'm going to bring up before we talk about Wakanda Forever, because that's going to be in top on everybody's list here, would be Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
All right, let me hear this one, man.
Dude, it's so good. It's funny, and
Remind me
it's
who plays Weird Al. Is it Daniel
Harry Potter.
Radcliffe?
Yes,
Oh,
it's Harry
yep,
Potter.
yep. Okay,
And so it is a 100% parody of musical biopic movies,
as it should be.
as it should be. I
If
mean,
they
like,
played it straight, it wouldn't work.
right, exactly. I mean, to the point where Madonna becomes a Colombian drug lord and kills people.
Wait. Are we sure that's parody?
I mean,
Because I saw
not
Evita.
100%.
I saw Evita. It could be a thing that when she went, and I don't know if this is even maybe how it came about. When she was in South America filming Evita, she could have made the connections to create her own cartel. And I could see it happening, Madge. We could see it. We really could. Yes.
Yeah.
Her
Now that you
daughter's
say
name
that,
is Lourdes. Okay, so
true.
let's not push that too far into the parody realm. Okay.
It's true. But yeah, fantastic. And that said, only check out the Pandemic. I've been putting out some episodes there. I've been talking to a bunch of pretty cool people. I got an episode coming out on Wednesday with Jeremy Nori, who makes documentaries. He lives out west. Awesome conversation. Check that out. And other than that, Brian, gotta ask you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Wakanda Forever, man. Give me what was your thoughts of Wakanda Forever, and then I'll have to share mine.
Wow. Okay, to be brief, because that could be the entire podcast.
Yeah, and we should do a special
Yeah.
episode about it. We should really should.
It it's approximately 3 hours. I think it's a little short of 3 hours, but really close to 3 hours long. It used every minute of the movie runtime wisely. It did. It needed to do two things, and I'll be trying to be succinct here. Need to be two things. It needed to close the book on Chadwick Boseman and pass the torch to the new Black Panther, and it did both those things incredibly well. It's one thing if you lose a one thing you lose an actor because they decide they don't want to do it anymore, or you're writing them out to move the character forward, or something unforeseen like incarceration, or where we've seen actors and actors' careers just blow up, so we need to change things. But when someone dies, and we're not talking an older actor, you're talking about someone who's in their early 30s who passed away,
tragically dies.
I mean, the people who were on the inside knew he was sick. And give all credit to his inner circle and to Marvel Studios. He didn't want it to be known. They respected that. Including taking a lot of heat during things like Endgame, where he's in the movie very limitedly. Now we know because of health. They closed the book so well, and then if Angela Bassett doesn't at least get a nomination for her role as Queen Ramonda, it just wouldn't be fair. I'm not saying she'll win, because I think that's pretty much going to the Warrior Queen. And I think it'd be cool. And by the way, in case anyone, you can have more than one Black person nominated. It's okay. It's all right. It's not gonna break the Academy. You know, I promise we all don't slap Chris Rock. I promise some
You
of us
know,
will all have.
actually, I would rather Angela Bassett win that than the Warrior Queen, just because
The
I made the
backstory of
mistake.
the
I know. It's
okay,
kind of like
yeah, reality comes in like yeah.
yeah. I
Give
don't
us
think we need to
fictional
reopen
Wakanda
that
versus the
book.
real Warrior Queen. Yeah, okay,
Yep.
but anyway, and it was such a because it actually plays into what our main topic is for
Mhm.
the revenge part of the show. Gave us such strong female characters. The Queen, Shuri, Riri Williams, Nakia, the entire Dora Milaje, especially Okoye. I mean, so many things. Namora. I mean, they
Mhm.
gave us so many strong women
The
in
Midnight
the
Angels.
show. And okay, and for anyone's listening, we are two dudes. I'm sure we step into mansplaining all the time. We
Yeah.
apologize. But I watched them. We was so impressed with how Ryan Coogler did a great job directing this thing. It showed Wakanda be beautiful as well. We got my boy, we got Agent Ross, got our Tolkien white boy. I see what I did there.
I
We
did.
got all those things, and it was and kick ass action.
Mhm.
And of course the mid credit scene that was just beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, my kid was in his feeling. I had to do the guy thing. I ain't crying, you're crying. I ain't crying, you're crying. It was just so well done, and of course gave us the Black Panther that, and meaning the literal character, the new Black Panther that we all hoped they would go to, and still gave us still. My last thing, I've always had a soft spot for M'Baku, and I love their turn with him, where he actually became a bit of the moral compass
Yeah.
of it, and the way that the reimagining of Namor was done so well, was done so very very well. As a kid growing up watching and seeing the wings on the feet, like that's silly. That even made that make sense. So all those things were done so well. So that is a very all over the place review. I just absolutely, for all the things that would have making this movie such a challenge. Sure, it was a challenge
Mhm.
to make it. They made an incredibly number one, well done way of sending off Chadwick Boseman, but also a very, very just good movie, and that's all you could ask for.
Yeah. So I mean, I keep on thinking like, what's the best way to describe Wakanda Forever? And it's not as a comic book movie.
No,
So like if I take the last comic book movie I saw was Black Adam, and Black
sure,
Adam is very very much a comic book
comic book
movie.
movie,
Okay,
yes.
Wakanda Forever is not. So Black Panther, or I'm
Similar to
sorry,
Logan is not a comic book movie.
right?
Yes.
Exactly. Yes, perfect. Same category, and I think that's where it's going to end up as well.
Hmm.
But like Black Adam is a better comic book movie than Wakanda Forever, but
Sure.
Wakanda Forever is a better movie.
Movie.
It is
Yes.
so well done. I mean, like we got the word mutant come out of it, saying
Hmm.
Namor is pretty much the first mutant,
Yep.
that we know of right now. But we have it in that universe.
Sure.
Um, and I I honestly I didn't care if I had to pick the one thing about the movie that I didn't really like a lot. I didn't like I did not like Namor's posse.
Yeah.
I mean I
Yeah.
really dug Namor,
Hmm.
but when you think of Namor, you think of he's a more of a loner,
He
and he's
really is.
banging Sue Storm.
Yeah.
I mean that's
Yeah.
really where you're going to go with Namor.
Yep.
But
They definitely made him, other than they made him way more badass than the original version of
mm,
Aquaman. But I mean, Namor has always been Marvel's Aquaman,
yeah,
but was much more serious and was much more, again, very much a loner.
yeah.
Like you said, even when he would be a member of the Avengers, it would be, I'm here.
Hmm.
I remember this one comment, and forgive me, I don't remember the exact one, but the panel basically goes, because his in the comics canon, he's Namor the Submariner. Namor is
Yeah.
his first name, and they call him the Submariner, which just means he lives underneath the ocean, right?
Yeah, because they could
Uh,
call him Aquaman.
yeah. I wonder, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you call him Shazam, not Captain Marvel, because trademark, right? But I remember him going. He was always more. I'm Namor, not your Submariner. He just didn't like that title. This was very much again a. They made him a king. They basically they basically made Tolkien the underwater version of Wakanda, including the
Mhm.
hand motion. I mean, they definitely showed the parallels.
Mhm.
Again, there will be spoilers with the heart-shaped herb and another version of that. I loved how they handled Riri Williams and her introduction. It got me excited for the Ironheart show.
Mhm.
So they did a lot of those things. But you're right, the posse, quote unquote, other than it gave a match to the Dora Milaje, which they needed to
Mhm.
give them. They needed something for the characters other than Shuri and those leads. They needed an army. So they this is very much. This is not an Avengers movie. No, there is in which there is no in which again reinforces this is something different. You
Yeah.
know, the Queen didn't run to the Avengers. She didn't run to Captain America. She didn't run to she wouldn't know Spider-Man with all the other things. She didn't run to Carmitage. She didn't run to Doctor Strange. It was very much didn't run to Winter Soldier, which would have made sense.
I was looking for Winter Soldier. I was
Okay.
actually a little disappointed that we didn't get him, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But it was
yeah.
very much. It's very much. We already had a movie called this, but it's very much a civil war. It's
Mhm.
these two countries fighting, these two kingdoms fighting, and who are influenced by different versions of the same thing,
Mhm.
and that's changed their cultures, their countries, in the case of Tolkien, their people, legitimately the entire
Yeah.
population. Um, which again, this is a longer conversation, but what would have happened had there been an entire nation of Black Panthers, which is how if they had all used the heart shaped herb instead of one person versus with the city of Tolkien, the entire populace
Mhm.
was influenced by their version of the heart-shaped herb. So it kind of showed those two different things. And we saw the Wakandans for the first time overmatched,
Yeah.
which was you've never seen that. The Wakandans always kind of fight from the top, whether it's the Black Panther or anything else. To see that, and I know I'm kind of going on. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I thought Michael B. Jordan's for not a lot of screen
Yeah.
time because it gave again and again, it played into the canon and what happens when you ingest a heart-shaped herb. Is we've now seen three different characters ingest a heart-shaped herb. We saw T'Challa, we saw Killmonger, and we see Shuri. Again, if no one knew that, then you can shut your ears
Mhm.
and see each of them have very different. In fact, we see with T'Challa twice,
Mhm.
very different experiences of that ancestral plane and who they see and why they see who they see. I thought that was really impactful.
Yeah, I do too, man. Just really well done. I mean, I'm probably gonna see it a few times,
Absolutely.
easily a few times.
Yeah.
Uh, but man, such a just a good movie.
Yes.
Man, like Brian said, it's going to be right in there with ranked with Logan,
Yep.
as it's going to be in its kind of its own little category. After seeing this, I am really hopeful that it is going to be Ryan Coogler who's going to do the King Dynasty, or was it Secret Wars that he's being rumored for? Maybe it's Secret
I thought
Wars.
it was. I thought it was
Uh,
Kang, but either way, whatever he touches,
yeah,
he would do well. The
yeah,
only other thing is, can you imagine? Fast forward, 10 months, when we see the Shuri version of the Black Panther costume come out for kids next year.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
With this coming out right after Halloween, can you imagine those costumes next year? And the little girls. I mean, think about the amount of little girls we saw when it came to Captain Marvel,
Wonder Woman, yeah,
Wonder Woman, Ghost Spider, Spider
mhm,
Gwen, depending on which version you watch. Can you imagine? And remember Black Panther a few years ago with the T'Challa version
yeah,
of it. Can you imagine with the new female Black Panther the amount of little girls, any kid, by the way, should rock the costume proudly.
Yeah.
Any parent should support their kid wanting to be Black Panther proudly.
Yeah.
But with the Shuri version of it, and I love that she didn't. My last take on this, she's a completely different Black Panther.
Hmm.
Her brother was a fighter, a martial artist who, I mean, definitely, I mean, they made sure they show parallel to him in Captain America
Yeah.
in several scenes. She's completely different.
Hmm.
Yes, she's got the physical enhancement using a heart shaped herb. And I feel that Black people, no matter what happens, we're going to make purple Kool Aid. It's going to happen. Um, but it's just how we roll. Okay. They don't judge the culture. We do it for the culture, do it for the ancestors. But then the other piece of it is she's much more techie. She's much more nerdy.
Hmm.
And remember, Brad, if you caught the end of it, she is not the queen.
Yeah.
She is not the queen. She
I was.
abdicated the throne.
Yeah. Yeah. She's staying princess,
Yes.
and they didn't say who was the king.
Well, we
or
saw
queen.
who played, but we did see at least one person who made a claim.
Yes.
Who definitely
And
made a claim.
honestly, I'm okay with that.
So this came up to me when I went and saw it. Do you think they're moving towards a Shuri M'Baku love a love story?
No. I was, I kind of, I would have been all right with the Shuri Namor.
There would definitely be, and let's not close the book on that.
Yeah,
Let's
because like
definitely not close the book on that.
they, if it wasn't for Namor's people,
Yeah,
they would have formed an alliance.
That was there. That was absolutely there, and that is not, like you said, they've not closed the book on that because
And she didn't want to fight him.
Yeah, and we never know what would have happened if Chadwick Boseman hadn't passed away.
Mhm.
Based on the comments, there will always have the untold story
Yeah.
of Black Panther, T'Challa version, and Storm. That
Mhm.
story will never be told, and it shouldn't, by the way. But it probably wouldn't have been happening because we had the whole deal with Nakia. Anyway, but you gotta wonder: is there going to be, like you said, a Namor Shuri? Namor M'Baku. Not that, by the way, not that they need to give her a partner.
Mhm.
And by the way, I love the fact they showed the same sex relationship between a couple of the Dora, which again goes back to the comics. Many of the Dora are in relationship with each other. With other members of the Dora, I should say it that way. It was just done extremely well, and it just again has me super hyped for Ironheart and hopefully a third movie. Really, hopefully a third movie.
Like I was like I didn't think that Ironheart was going to be that big of a part in the movie.
Yeah, she came in a lot earlier than I thought she would come in.
Mhm.
I mean, the minute they mentioned the scientist, you knew who they were talking about if you'd known anything about the backstory.
Yeah.
But she played such a significant role and really is adopted into Wakandan culture. And she had to leave the suit. But that obviously is going to lead to what happens next.
Mhm.
For all those things there. So this has me again really excited for Ironheart. It has me excited for hopefully. I mean, Coogler said he's absolutely on board for a third movie.
Yeah.
If there's a story to be told, there's a story to be told. And I'm just excited for. And again, and if this was the end of it, if they decided to put the pin in it right here. I couldn't think of a better way to. Wakanda will be there, but if they decide not to do another standalone movie,
Mhm.
They ended it in a very strong way. It was really, really well done, and it's gonna go down as one of the better Marvel movies. And I think it's gonna go up there with Logan and Spider-Man 2. It's just a great movie that stars a comic book character.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think we could say it any better than that. Let's put a pin in that. Maybe we'll do a special episode here coming up.
Yes, sir.
Let's move on to let's get into our prevenge part of the show.
Absolutely.
All right, Brian, what are we talking about?
All right.
Today?
Well, since it's Thanksgiving month, the month of November, you let talk what we're thankful for. And Brad and I are both very proud products of very strong women, have very strong women in our lives. We figured we would talk about the movies that we like that feature strong women. Again, these are lists graded by two dumb men, so please forgive us.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna come with our top fives and our honorable mentions. As always, Brad and I do not discuss these beforehand. But Brad, before we get into our list, may I share my honest advertisement with you?
Yes.
Okay, well, normally when I do an honest ad, it's me taking shots at things like candy corn because no one likes candy corn. But I
Except for
had to
me.
come,
I'm kidding.
and I was gonna say, actually, you're free. I have a few friends that love them some
I
candy
know. I
corn.
know.
I'd said that tests so much of my friendships, but she proves that I am a woke person. Uh, but here's my honest ad. I'm switching up, bro. I have a positive honest ad for us this week. And it is for something that you love, I love, we all love. And that thing is tacos.
Mm.
Tacos, the eighth wonder of the world, the sixth food group, and the seventh infinity ring. Tacos, the ultimate of all goodness, great and small. Tacos, we salute you. And in the words of one Barry Manilow, I remember all my life raining down as cold as ice. Shadows of a man, a face through a window, crying in the night. The night goes into morning, just another day. Happy people pass my way. Looking in their eyes, I see a memory I never realized how happy you made me. Oh, tacos, well, you came and you gave without taking. But I sent you away, oh, tacos. Well, you kissed me and stopped me from shaking. And I need you today, oh, tacos.
Oh, oh man. Those-
Can't.
whew. Right there, man.
Right here.
Right,
Right
got
here.
it. Right. Oh,
Right.
I think, yeah. I don't think wise words have never been spoken. Yes, tacos. All right.
Tacos.
We're gonna go right into great fever. All right, all right. So, Brian,
Yes,
would
sir.
you like to go first?
I will gladly go
All
first if
right.
you want me to, sir. Okay, let me give you my top five. So I'm sorry, before my top, I'll give you my honorable mentions. I knew to try to hold it to five, but as I went a little more than five,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
share these briefly. Number one, let me start by saying this. We're recording on November 13th, 2022. A couple days ago was Veterans Day. So on behalf of my tag team partner and all the wonderful men and women who have served this country greatly, some making the ultimate sacrifice, I truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate your service.
My honor.
So, with that being said, that leaves my first honorable mention when it comes to films with strong female lead. When Demi Moore in G.I. Jane. Really enjoyed this movie. Of course, also starring the one and only Viggo Mortensen, who did not do the Oaken door opening, but she did save his tail. So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So we got to give G.I. Jane. And again, to draw real quick, you know, Jada, Demi looked pretty good with the ball head, as did you. And we didn't see Bruce slapping no one around. However, and I'd rather be slapped by the real life Bruce Willis than the real life Will Smith. So, with that being said, here's some others that are real top of my list. Have you ever seen the movie Sunshine Cleaning?
No.
Will you check it out? It stars Emily Blunt and oh shoot from from Enchanted. I'm drawing in that blank on the
Amy
redhead.
Adams.
Yes. The premise of this actually is Amy Adams plays a struggling single mom who actually is dating Steve Vaughn. Really interesting. And then Emily Blunt plays her sister. But
I have seen that.
they open up basically they do a crime scene cleaning business, and
Yeah.
just really good film. Devil Wears Prada, another one's with Emily Blunt, but also starring Glenn Close, and of course the immaculate, the wonderful Anne Hathaway. Fantastic. One that I personally I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, but so many people that I know love this movie and talk about what a great job Reese Witherspoon does. And so I got to put Clueless on the list. And then a couple from more of our sci-fi world. T2 Judgment Day. Really with Sarah Connor
Mhm.
being Sarah Connor, showing what she could do. Bradley, are you familiar with Columbiana?
Yes, Zoe Saldana.
Yes, Zoe
Woo!
Saldana. I'm not sure. I would rather fight Gamora than Columbiana. I would
Yeah,
rather fight Gamora than Columbiana.
yeah, that came
And
out right around the Bourne. All the Bourne movies were coming out with
yes,
Matt
yes, and
Damon.
she is
It's
a
kind of
total
the same
badass in
type
that
of thing.
movie.
Yeah.
She's a total badass movie. And then while this person no longer subscribes to the female gender identity, I want to give Elliot Page lots of credit in Juno and the character of Juno. So those are all just ones that these are ones also that I watch other than Clueless because again. I've seen it. I liked it. It wasn't one of my top, but so many people, so many women that I respect love Clueless. I got to put it on the list.
Mhm.
These are movies that I watch actually fairly regularly, and my top five are the ones that really are just the movies that I think the lead is fantastic. I love the movies as a whole. So here are my top five, sir. At number five, Precious.
Great
Just
movie.
great movie. I will say if you've had a bad day, maybe not the movie to watch.
Hmm.
Or you can like go, you know what? It ain't that bad. It could always be worse. Okay.
Yes, good.
Um, I actually this is a movie that's assigned my class to watch.
Oh, okay.
I think it shows lots of family dynamics and the impact of trauma. I absolutely love Precious. Uh, Kill Bill, and I just put them together.
Hmm.
Kill Bill volumes 1 and 2. Come on now, Beatrice Kiddo or the Bride. Uma Thurman doing her best. You know what? If this Uma Thurman would not have needed John Travolta nor Eric Stoltz with the adrenaline to the chest, she just coughed it out. She'd have been just fine.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Could you imagine the Bride versus like taking on Marcellus Wallace? You know, no, you know what I want? I would love to see the even though by the way, both in Kill Bill Volume 2, we did actually have the scene with one Samuel L. Jackson when the L stands for he played the piano at the wedding. But could you imagine a scene with Jules from uh 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 Pulp Fiction and the Bride? Just that inner dynamic would have been fantastic.
Or
This one
Columbiana.
yes, yes. Colombiana would have been great as part of the Vipers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is for my mom and my grandmother, as well as one that I absolutely loved growing up. Steel Magnolias. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I am
Yeah.
proudly from the South. I don't care who you are. If you grow up and you truly call yourself a Southerner, you know Steel Magnolias front to back, sideways, up, down, and perpendicular.
Nine
Okay.
to five.
Yes, yes, 9 to 5, 5 to 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a great one. On the other side of the spectrum, again, another one. This is also, if I think this movie that everybody should watch is on Disney Plus. Especially if you like Apollo 13, you need to watch this movie to get the true story, which is Hidden Figures.
Oh, such a great
Um,
movie.
yes, so many, and the reason I say that if you enjoy Apollo 13, so many of the scenes that show the brain trust working to save Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon, in space. With the true story that happens in a lot of those scenes is actually in Hidden Figures. Check out Hidden Figures,
Hmm.
fantastic. And number one again, ode to my mom, who's the strongest woman I've ever known. It's a movie that I absolutely love as well. Number one movie starring a strong female lead is The Color Purple. A
Mm.
huge fan of that movie. And so obviously I pick movies that star a lot of women of color, but just these are also just great films. Color Purple goes in as probably one of my top 2 or 3 movies ever to watch. I've seen it. I've owned it pretty much on every platform. Again, I pretty much have them memorized as well. Absolutely adore The Color Purple.
Awesome. Great list, man. I actually went a different way.
I can't wait to hear this.
So I went the character way. So I didn't actually go to the actresses. I went to the actual characters,
Okay.
like of the most meaningful characters
Okay.
in my life. It kind of where I went to.
Perfect.
I started at 10. For my honorable mentions, Ellen Ripley, Aliens. I mean, man, just badass. If you want to talk about uh of early 80s, I mean, like, women kicking butt in movies, Aliens, Sigourney Weaver, man.
Yes.
um then
I
I went.
mean, not to interrupt you,
Oh, you're good.
but Ripley was a total badass.
Yeah, believe it or
I
not.
mean, yeah. Seriously did there, folks. I mean, I'm choked up. No, for real. She was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to give it to Ridley Scott as well. In any of the Alien, the prequels, we're talking Prometheus, Covenant, all those, the strong female character that he honestly puts in all his films. But Ripley, especially in the sci-fi world, I don't know if anyone quite touches Ripley. And great choice, absolutely great choice.
And then I'm going to go way, way back, probably to one of the first female heroines out there, one Dorothy Gale from The Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz is one of my all-time favorite movies. I can't make a female-driven lead list without having Dorothy on there.
So you're a fan so she's a strong female because she had a head injury and imagine the whole thing,
I
right? That's
mean,
what we're doing. Okay.
maybe. So after that, I'm gonna go to probably the greatest female video game heroine ever, Laura Croft.
Okay, I have issue. Because if you're gonna say Laura Croft is the greatest female video game character, I have significant issue.
I mean, you
I
could
would
go
even give her.
Metroid, I guess.
No, I'll give Laura Croft number 2. But Bradley, my friend, normally we just let each other's listen. We rarely have contempt. But I have contempt, sir. Contempt, I say. The greatest female video character ever is the one, the only Miss
Zelda.
Pac-Man.
Man, there's just not a lot to Miss Pac-Man.
Hold up. She fights ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna stop where I was going next.
She eats pellets. She has a bow tie that's seemingly part of her being.
And
where are her eyes?
And it was harder than Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man is harder than Pac-Man. I'm sorry.
That is true. That is true.
Okay.
That is true.
So I gotta, and if you like the cartoons, you got kids. So Laura Croft, she's alright. She could jump over stuff. But I'm okay, and I should let you have your list. You let me have mine. I'm just gonna say, if I had to pick, talk about a future show. If I had to pick the greatest female video game character of all time, for me, is Miss Pac-Man. But go ahead, do you, sir?
I
Ahead,
don't think Miss Pac-Man wouldn't even hit my top 5. I mean, I think my top 5 would have been Laura Croft. It would have been Zelda. It would have been Peaches. Princess Peach would have been in Metroid.
Whoa! She gets rescued,
and she's sleeping with Bowser.
And if you're Mario, if you found like she was sleeping with Bowser, how do you feel about that?
Right?
Like, or I personally think Donkey Kong hit it too. So
she's in all the Mario Kart games.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
That would make.
She likes to throw those banana peels.
Yeah. Those kids don't have that mustache because they're half Italian. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so okay,
it's me, Mario.
Yeah, you really don't think Miss Pac-Man made the top 5, sir?
No,
bro. Pencil this in a few weeks. We're talking. This will align with December, with Christmas present, all the new games. We're gonna unpack our top female leads in video games. Wow, Miss Pac-Man, when you meet the top 5. All right, I'll let you continue to do your list. This may break us. This may be the end of the revenge. Okay, I will gladly say, I think from beginning to end, I've seen maybe 2 episodes of Friends. I don't even think I've seen that many, but I do know this reference. Bradley, we may need a break.
We just had a week break.
It's a week. It's a week. We're at that moment. I'll show up on another podcast. Brian, we're on a break. We're on a. Go ahead, sir.
I'm doing the pandemic and Brian's knocking. It's all right. After Laura Croft, I'm gonna go. It's the triangle boobs, man. It's the triangle boobs. Anyway.
Yeah, you would never be able to eat because there's just too much of this action happening. But I guess you set your drink there and it'll be okay. Please continue.
Right. All right. After Laura Croft, we have to go to everybody's favorite warrior princess.
Okay.
Xena.
Okay. Xena versus Wonder Woman. Who's winning that fight?
Wonder Woman. But maybe Xena is Wonder Woman. I don't know.
I could see I wouldn't mind refereeing, but
right,
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Lucy Law's got the crazy eyes. I think she might take out Gal Gadot. I think maybe that may happen. That may happen.
It could. That would be interesting. All right. After Xena, to round up my honorable mentions, one of my favorite characters from Game of Thrones.
Does she have a name?
She does.
Okay.
Arya Stark, the killer of the Night King, one of probably but Arya and Tyrion were the greatest characters in Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yes. The only thing that unfortunately that hurts Arya's legacy, and it is not the fault of Arya Stark at all. It happens when they outpace I'm gonna say Tolkien. Martin's writing is that this actually came up this week. Is that we know Arya should have ended Cersei, and that didn't happen. They didn't give us that, so the list was never finished. But you're right. Of the various badass women that are in Game of Thrones, absolutely, Arya Stark, the girl who has no name, Ned's baby girl, absolutely. Total badass.
Do you think we'll get future Arya in the Jon Snow series on HBO?
Yes. And I thought I saw that Maisie Williams actually signed on. So I think we definitely will get and I've seen a few videos accredited attached actually to the show where they've listed some of the characters who will make an appearance, and I do believe both the Stark girls will actually be in the show. Whether it's them, because I think Maisie Williams has signed on Sophie Turner or Sophie Jonas, I think, and now maybe has not, but I do think we'll see them. I think we'll get their characters or something adjacent to them in the series. Absolutely.
Oh, excellent. Okay, cool. All right, so going into my top 5. Man, everybody's favorite Terminator, Sarah O'Connor, man.
Yes, sir.
Dude.
Yes, from the movie or the TV show.
Oh, I mean,
what's
just
the character, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, but Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is really like the ultimate Sarah O'Connor. However, man, Lena Headey did a great job as her in the series.
She did.
And yes, she was Sarah Connor before Emilia Clarke was.
Yep.
So yes, Cersei and Daenerys has both been Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Look it up. We're right.
Yes. And to also add to that, Terminator is one of those few, and I think we've talked about this before, it's one of the few movie franchises that I think the sequel was better than the original. We talked about it with Spider-Man quite a few times.
Yeah.
That Spider-Man 2 was better than the original Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire series anyway.
Yeah.
I think T2 is actually better. And I like Terminator, but I have to think T2 Judgment Day was actually a little bit better than the original.
Yeah, I found a way to make the original even better. I mean, really well done.
Plus, it had a lot of games. It had more Guns N' Roses in it, which as we've seen with Thor: Love and Thunder, while more Axl Rose not so good, more Guns N' Roses is good.
Yes, I concur. And I will stand by. I really liked Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes, some people really did not like that movie.
A lot of people really hated that movie.
I think if you look at the Thor, those 4 for Thor, the Thor 4, I think I think my favorite is still Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, yeah.
But I think I definitely like it better than the original.
Mhm.
I think I may like it even better than the Dark Universe.
Dark World,
Uh,
yeah.
Dark World, excuse me, Dark World. I think it may go Ragnarok, Love and Thunder, Dark World, and then Thor. I really think it may be that order.
See, I think for me, the only difference would be I would do Ragnarok, Love and Thunder, the original Thor, and then the
Okay.
Dark World. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, like it's pretty much the same thing.
So for those of you that didn't like Love and Thunder, get over yourself. It was meant to
Yep.
be tongue in cheek.
Right.
It was meant to be It's meant. If you once you get, I'm sorry, we're getting off our list again. Once you Ragnarok changed the tone of the Thor films.
Yeah.
Even in Endgame, excuse me, even in Infinity War and Endgame, Thor is the comic relief. He
Mhm.
is. He is. So everything, I mean, with talking with the hard yards and all that sort of stuff, I mean, it was meant to be somewhat comical and take the focus off of Chris Hemsworth and put it on Natalie Portman's Mighty Thor.
Mhm.
That's what it did. And that's what we were walking into. If you didn't get that going to the movie, that's on y'all, because y'all didn't get the
Yeah.
joke. And I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
I'm sorry. Hey, we both like She-Hulk too. So you know what?
Yes.
We
Yes.
got it. We get it.
And we're okay with there being black elves and black hobbits and black people in Westeros. So yeah, okay.
Yep.
Cheers.
So, man, I'm out. Well, I got a little bit. Here we go. Cheers. All right.
All right, where we at?
After Sarah O'Connor, I got to go to the X-Men, and because the X-Men animated series was a very, very big part of my life.
Oh, so good. So
And
it held up, by the way. Held
it
up.
does for the most part, yeah. And
Yeah.
there's one mutant in there, that's a female, who's been portrayed awesome live action and
Mhm.
not. I'm talking about Storm. All right, the true Queen of Wakanda.
Yes.
After
Yes.
the wife of T'Challa.
Yes.
Man, Storm is such an awesome character. I can't wait to see what they do with her moving forward.
She's probably one I'm most excited about. A lot of people go, what are they going to do with Logan? What are they going to do with Professor X? And Patrick Stewart's getting older. I agree with you. What I want to see is Storm.
Mhm.
I really
Yeah.
want to. I don't. It's not Cyclops. It's not Jean Grey. Don't give us a Dark Phoenix. Just pretend I did. That's not even a thing.
Please.
You've struggled every time you've tried to do it. Just let Jean Grey be happy. Just let her be happy.
Right. Yep. Let's not focus on that
yeah.
because Jean Grey's not that great of a character. Let's be honest.
No, we've got enough Miss Marvels and Marvel Girls and Captain Marvels.
Right.
Just like Green Jay, just find you a very good actor with red hair and let her and Cyclops be happy. You know what? Focus on giving us Cable and X-Man and all that. That's what you do with Jean.
Right.
Give us Madeline Pryor. Give us all that. Give us Mr. Sinister. But don't. Yeah, and again, give us Storm, and I agree with you. In a very good, and honestly, throughout the live action version, when they've had different versions of her, I mean, that's probably the saving grace that came out of X-Men Apocalypse is Storm was done well.
Mm-hmm.
Storm was actually even old school Mohawk Storm. That version was actually done well.
Yeah, Age of Apocalypse Storm, yeah.
Yes. So anyway, great job.
And you know what? Also, just to piggyback on that, not only was she a great wife for T'Challa, she's also a great wife for Wolverine.
Yes.
So I mean, like,
yes.
for a couple that should not work,
yes,
they work pretty freaking awesome.
Yes.
So I mean, yeah. All right, so we're hitting the comic era part of my list because I'm gonna back up with Storm and go to the OG comic girl, Lois Lane.
Lois Lane.
I mean, I married a brunette. That's probably where I got my type. Yep. Just
okay. Well, I have a comment. I'll hear the rest of your list. I do have a comment, but I want to hear the rest of your list first.
All right. Well, you're gonna I didn't do this on purpose, but now that I'm thinking about it, we're gonna stick with the whole Burnett thing. Gonna move up from Lois Lane to Wonder Woman.
Fair.
Really, I hope they're watching because Uh, um,
Men are not that complicated. They really
no,
aren't. No,
no. God gave us two
no.
heads and not enough brain cells
Yeah,
to use them both at the same time.
women, if you're dating a guy, you want to know what his type goes. Hey, between the ages of like 8 and 11, what what comic book character really kind of got your jollies going? And whoever they say, that's who we are very much subconsciously, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
But it is how we work. Is we're subconsciously comparing you to that, which again will bring back my comment if based on the end of your list. So we got Wonder Woman, we got
Lois Lane.
Lois Lane. I bet you I know someone else on your list, but I want to hear, especially if we're talking
Actually,
brunettes.
Xena, Laura Croft,
Cena, Laura.
Dorothy
Wow.
Gale, Ellen Ripley.
Okay, there's one more brunette I expect to hear on this list. Then with the way we're going,
Princess Leia.
there we go. I knew it was coming. Yes.
I mean, I named my daughter after her. I mean, come
Mhm.
on, guys. Yes, this was not a shock and surprise. That pretty much all the women on here are well, they're all brunette.
Yep.
Huh. Yep, did
You're
that.
a tapestry, sir. Yep.
I
You are
cool.
a mystery wrapped in an enigma, sir.
Nope, not really.
Okay. What's next on your list?
That's it, man. My top is
Okay.
Princess Leia.
All
I
right.
mean,
Okay. So
yeah.
so here is this okay if I have my comment?
Absolutely, bring it, man.
Okay. So again, for your love of brunettes, I have a love of redheads. So how could you skip the most powerful redhead ever in comics? The hottest, strongest, the person who matches our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Mary Jane.
I will always be her tiger. How can you skip Mary Jane Watson, sir?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I was thinking so when I was going, I'm like, well, I gotta have somebody from Marvel because like
Sure.
I wanted to look, and the first name that popped into my head was Storm.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
and then I was gonna put I would put Captain Marvel on there, but I'm like, I never really got into Captain Marvel till a lot
Sure.
later. Not
Sure.
really influential. But actually, I think yeah, I mean, Mary Jane probably should have made. I would have put Ghost Spider before Mary Jane. I think.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah. And there's a lot in comics. If you just go character driven.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, I
definitely
didn't even go Black Canary, and I'm a big
Yeah.
Green Arrow fan. I mean, so-
Yeah, Mockingbird. I always thought Mockingbird was awesome, which makes
Yeah.
me so excited for Agent 42.
right. I like
especially if they stick with Linda Cardinelli, which I really hope they do.
and I like what Birds of Prey did for Black Canary, and I hope
Yes.
Black Canary does not need to be blonde. Green Arrow does not need to be a blonde. I mean, like,
Sure.
I prefer myself to be Green Arrow, my wife be Black Canary because she can sing wonderfully and everything.
Yep.
So I mean,
Yep.
like that's my head canon. So
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this last Friday was my anniversary, my 11th
I
anniversary.
saw that. Yes.
We got married in 11
Hang
11.
on, because I was talking. Give it a shout out again. Talk about your anniversary one more time, my friend.
Yes, so we got married on 11/11/11, and so our 11th anniversary was on Friday, and it was Wakanda Forever. So I worked, and I don't regret working. It was awesome. I like my job, but yes, we're gonna go out next week or so.
Congratulations to you and your lovely wife,
Thank
and
you.
many more.
Thank you, sir. Oh, Brian,
Sir.
I have a game for you to play.
Oh, I'm excited. I like games. That was almost very Jigsaw-ish. Would you like to play a game? Yes.
Play a game. All
You
right.
know what? I always thought real quick because you know me and my quick tangents.
Yeah.
I wonder if someone just tried to see if he would have let him go. Would you like to play a game? No. And see, wouldn't it be awesome that would have worked if he would have just let him go?
That would be awesome.
Well, I did phrase it as a question.
Right.
You know? Yeah, because people are so busy screaming that they never go like, maybe he legitimately is offering it to you. Like, you have a choice. Like, no.
If you say no, everything just pops off.
Yeah, because you can see him going, because you can see him going.
The door.
Yeah, because I did have like a release, so sure. Let's just sign off that you will not. This is a whole harmless agreement. You will not sue me, and go about your day. And, I think it'd have been great. Yeah. So I'm going to try that if I'm ever kidnapped. Would I like to play a game? No. Not today.
every time Leia tries to tell me a knock knock joke, she'll go knock knock, and I'm like, come in, come in,
And in the
Daddy.
world of rings, at some point, knock knock jokes will go away because no one will
Right?
get it. Like knock knock, what? I
What?
don't understand. What do you mean? No, I saw you coming up the door. I know who it is. Yeah,
Oh, all right, perfect. I love that. That was
let's play
fun
the
time.
game, sir.
All right, so here's the game. I'm gonna give you a Marvel character and a
Okay.
DC character, and you're
Okay.
gonna tell me which one came first. Are you up for this challenge, sir?
Oh, you mean literally was created first?
Which character was created
Oh,
first?
I'm gonna do so badly, but
Some
yes,
of these,
I'm always game.
I got you some good ones. There's some easy ones, but all right.
Okay.
First one is gonna be Marvel's Firestar
Sure.
and DC's Starfire.
Firestar.
Firestar came out in 1981, and Starfire came out in 1980.
I was afraid of that. Yeah.
DC Comics first.
Mm,
They're pretty much the same character.
yes.
Pretty
Yeah.
same power base.
Yep.
right.
Yep.
This one, I think you'll probably get.
Except Firestar does not learn languages by making out with people. Starfire does.
Yeah, that's because we had gross people who created these characters. You know.
Well, and if you've ever seen, especially when it was Teen Titans Go, if you saw whoever drew Starfire, when they had to pitch that show, like, okay, we need to make this okay for like 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
So we need to reimagine Starfire. Oh yes, 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 absolutely, yes, yes. All right, what's up? Next one.
All right. Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Or Dr. Fate.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Who came first?
Dr. Fate. My gut's telling me Doc Strange.
Doctor Strange first appeared in 1963.
Right. I think it's early 60s.
Dr. Fate first appeared in 1940.
Because of he was he an old Charlton comic? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the original members of the Justice Society of America.
Yeah, JSA. Yep.
All right. Now.
0 for 2. Not shocked. I'm not shocked at that.
Marvel's Beetle.
Okay.
Or DC's Blue Beetle.
It's got to be Blue Beetle, right?
Yes, Blue Beetle.
Okay, it's got to be Blue Beetle. Okay.
Blue Beetle came out in. Do you want to guess the year?
This was also been early 60s. No, probably earlier than that, 50s.
1939.
Way back.
And Beetle.
He would have been a Charleston comic. Yep.
And Beetle was 1964.
Okay.
All right. Marvel's Thanos or DC's Darkseid.
Okay, I'm gonna think out loud about this one. So, pardon me, audience. Okay, so Darkseid is absolutely a nemesis of Superman. So Superman comes out well before Thanos does. And then I'm thinking, because the characters are so similar, one definitely influences the other. In my head, Darkseid influences Thanos more than Thanos influences Darkseid. So I'm going to say Darkseid it depends on when Darkseid comes into Superman's universe. I'm still going to say there's some version of Darkseid before Thanos.
All right. So do you want to guess a year for Darkseid or Thanos?
Thanos, I think, would have been early to mid 60s.
All right. So Darkseid is. You're right. I'll give you that. You're right. Darkseid was 1970. And Thanos first appeared in 1973.
Wait, was I right or was I wrong?
You were right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now.
So 2 and 2. All right.
Okay.
I'm
Marvel's
definitely a Falcon at this point because we lose as much as we win. All right.
Marvel's Magneto
Okay.
to
Oh, okay.
DC Comics Dr. Polaris.
Wow. Gosh, because you picked a pretty not obscure but minor DC character.
Yep.
That makes it harder.
It does, yeah. Yep. Definitely due for a resurgence after, yeah.
Okay. So again, thinking out loud, Magneto has been a hallmark of the X-Men from the beginning. So knowing that X-Men were again came about, I want to say in the early 60s, definitely with the times, civil rights, allegory against anti-Semitism, and then you got Doc Polaris. Polaris feels younger, probably because of the obscurity. So I'm going to go with my gut. My head tells me to say Polaris because I feel like this is a trick. But if I'm going to go, I'm going to go with my gut more than my head. So I'm going to say Magneto, even though I'm betting Polaris comes first. But I'm going to say Magneto.
All right, so it is Dr. Polaris.
Thought so.
All right, now here's the wild thing. So Dr. Polaris came out first in June of 1963,
Okay.
and Magneto came out September of 1963.
T63. Yeah.
There's 3 months
Yeah.
difference. So,
Good job there. Like I
however,
said, I figured it was probably something like that. Yep.
yes. All right, this is going to get a little bit harder before it's going to get easier.
Oh, it's been so easy so far, my friend. Okay. Let's
All
go.
right. All right. Marvel's Sandman to DC Comics Clayface.
Marvel Sandman, DC Comics, Clayface. Oh, we're gonna go Clayface. Batman's way older, so we're gonna go Clayface.
Do you want to take a guess of when Clayface first appeared?
40s.
1940. Good job. Good job. And Sandman 1963.
Yeah, yep.
All right. Man Thing from Marvel
Okay.
or Swamp Thing from DC?
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing came out in July of 1971.
Okay.
Man Thing came out May of 1971.
No!
Man Thing
Really?
predates Swamp Thing
Really? 2
by
months?
just a couple months. Yes.
Wow.
I know that one really shocked me too. All right.
Wow. Okay. And again, your head, because Swamp Thing again much more prominent character than Man Thing,
Mhm.
so you have more memories about Swamp Thing stories than you would Man Thing. Okay, fair. Well played.
All right. Marvel's Mole Man or DC Comics Penguin?
Oh, it's gotta. Oh, see. See, I'm jumping back to what I was gonna do with Clayface because again, Penguin's a hallmark Batman villain, so you're gonna go fairly early.
Mm-hmm.
But then Mole Man, again, just that type of villain. Again, this is where I'm thinking it through. The underground. And again, for those of you that are not quite as nerdy as Brad, because you enjoy out in the sunshine. We saw definitely older characters and older villains. It tended to be things coming out of the earth, so like moles, creatures from the Black Lagoons, at the time of swamp, like Swamp Thing. And then you saw more futuristic stuff happening with the space race in the 60s. And then we started talking about mutations and things of that nature. Like really kind of tells you got to get a hint sometimes of what type of character it is. So when I hear something like Moment, I think that's an older type of character. But now also again, you go back to Batman and Bob Crane and being created, and then I go, and then you think about again the early cast of players and who were some of the early members of Batman's Rose Gallery. Pink was definitely one of the earlier ones. Oh, I'm going to for the first time go to opposite. I'm gonna go Moman first.
Mole Man came out in 1961. Penguin came out in 1944.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
I fought my own instincts. That's a lesson to you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fight your own instincts. Okay.
All right. Marvel's Ultron to
Mhm.
DC's Brainiac.
Oh, Brainiac.
Brainiac, you want to take a guess at a year?
50s maybe, because with the computer had to be.
Well done, well done.
Yeah.
Brainiac 1958.
Yep.
And Ultron 1968.
Ultron was earlier than I thought. I thought Ultron would have been maybe in the 70s. I'm really
Yep.
surprised Ultron was that early. Okay.
All right. Hulk, Marvel's Hulk.
Okay, the actual Hulk. Okay.
Right. Or Solomon Grundy.
I'm gonna go Solomon Grundy because of the age of the poem and you drawing something that literary. That would have been definitely earlier in comics. I think Solomon Grundy predates the Hulk. But I think Solomon Grundy inspires the Hulk, so we'll go Solomon Grundy.
Solomon Grundy 1944.
Yep, makes sense.
And Hulk was 1962. Very
Again,
good job.
nuclear and atomic bomb and all that. Yep.
All right. Black Widow.
Okay.
Or Huntress.
Oh, anything to do with Batman. He's been around, and you know me, my love of Batman. So I'm trying to think of what would have been those first run of the Bat family versus who would have came late. I'm trying to think. Huntress feels like a later addition. Well, I know she is a later addition to the Bat family. Versus, I'm thinking, when would Black Widow have shown up? Widow has always been really connected to Captain America and Iron Man, so that gets us into Cap is in the 40s, 30s, and 40s, probably 40s, and then I'm trying to think if she'd been more associated with Cap at first, or more associated with Iron Man, because Iron Man would have come later, and then again we keep going back to Huntress. I feel good since my earlier error got me thinking I'm going back to what I do before. My gut says Natasha Romanoff, Russian spy, Cold War character, is earlier than the Huntress.
Black Widow, 1964.
Okay.
Huntress, 1947.
She's that early?
She's that early.
She's that early,
Yes.
really?
Yeah, that one blew my mind.
Wow. She must have been so minor in the 40s because there are no really major Huntress story because she's so associated with the Birds of Prey.
Mhm.
So is that well done? That was a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a very good pick.
She's only a few years older than Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was 1939 or 1941, something like that.
Yeah. That was good. Wonder Woman's totally World War II. So yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
All right. Black Cat
or
Catwoman.
Okay, Catwoman's got to outdate Black Cat. Catwoman's got to outdate Black Cat.
Yes.
For no other reason than the Black Cat is a copy of Catwoman. I mean, come on now. All right.
What do you want to give a year?
Underutilized character. Very underutilized character, Black Cat.
Felicia Hardy.
Yeah. Which one am I guessing? Felicia Hardy or Selena Kyle?
Let's do both. You want to guess when Black Cat came out?
Black Cat, I'm thinking she feels 70s.
Okay. You're right. Definitely in the 70s.
And Selena Kyle. We'll go early 40s.
Yeah. So I mean, so Black Cat 1979. So I'll give you that, and Catwoman 1940.
There we go. Yes, sir.
All right, I got two more. Quicksilver to the Flash.
Yes. Okay. Wait. Okay, which Flash?
Just the Flash. Just
Oh,
the,
we're just
the
saying the
name.
Flash.
So
Okay,
pretty much Jay Garrick. We'll go
absolutely,
Jay Garrick.
absolutely the Flash. Absolutely the Flash.
Yes, you're right. Do you want to give a guess on years?
Okay, again, JSA, Jay Garrick, Flash would have been again. I'm thinking 40s. Quicksilver, such with the X-Men. So again, I'm going 60s.
Yep, you're right. 1940 for the Flash,
Yeah,
and Quicksilver's 1964.
yep,
I
yeah.
Marvel didn't really come around until like
Right. I mean,
1962.
yeah. Detective Comics outdates Marvel by a hot minute. By the way,
Right, I
if you
think like
didn't know,
40
that's what
years. Yeah.
DC stands for.
Yep.
Is Detective. So honestly, every time you say DC Comics, you're saying Detective Comics. So yeah,
Right. And so the title Detective Comics
yep,
from yep. Anyway,
yep,
it's I mean, and honestly, DC Comics should just rebrand itself to Batman.
yeah,
It should just be Batman's universe. Really
yeah,
should.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
all right, last one. Are you ready?
Gotham Comics. Wouldn't that be a great name?
Oh my God, yes.
Wouldn't that just be awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
All
you're on
right.
something. All right, last one. Ant-Man or the Atom?
Good job. Good job. Okay, Ant-Man is one of the original Avengers. Again, now you know if you didn't know. No matter what's in the movies, Ant-Man was a founding member of the Avengers. So
Yep.
that puts him in the 60s.
He was the founding
He
Avenger.
was the founding Avenger.
Hank
Him,
Pym. Hank Pym.
yep. Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne
Yep.
were the so Bradley, who are the original Avengers? Let's give Megan time to install so I can think.
Yeah, it was Hank Pym,
Yep,
Janet. It
yep,
was the Hulk.
yep.
It was Captain America.
And one more.
What? Not Iron Man.
Yo, yes,
It
Iron Man.
was it Iron Man? Oh,
It was
okay.
Iron Man. It was Iron
Okay.
Man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And
The,
X-Men is still better than the Avengers. Always will be.
okay, so the original X-Men, sir.
Original X-Men.
Yeah, the top, the
Beast.
original 5. Yep,
All right.
Beast.
Beast.
Yep,
Well, I mean, Angel turns into
yep,
Deadly. Yep.
yep.
And then we have Marvel Girl,
Yes, aka Jean Grey.
Jean
Yep,
Grey. We have Scott Summers,
yep.
and we have Iceman,
Bobby Drake. Yes. And for the bonus point, what was Cyclops' nickname? When the so his name has always been Scott Summers, but he had a nickname originally during the original run of X-Men. They don't use it at all anymore, but he did have a nickname.
I don't know.
It was Slim. They actually used that as a plot point because because one of his issues that he was so tall and gangly, it made him why he didn't approach Jean Grey, and that was a lot of the original thing of he feels even more awkward, which made him a better leader because he really wanted to succeed at something because and Bobby and Beast, who are the younger members of the X-Men, would make fun and call him Slim, as would Logan, which saw that love triangle. So yeah, so Scott, it used to be, in fact, they used to call him Scott Slim Summers, aka Cyborg. Okay,
Cyclops.
all right.
Yes, great. I did not know
not
that.
Cyborg. Excuse me. Okay,
I did not know that. That is amazing. I love it.
okay, so I've stalled enough. So what we're really looking at is I was thinking, was there an Adam before Ray Palmer? So you mentioned Adam, which I appreciate you using the name. So I was trying to think. So the first Ant-Man is Hank Pym. So, and again, we know X-Men. So then I'm trying to think of, again, using the powers as a time clue, scientist shrinking himself. Again, that was an early trope in superpowers. Was played with the idea of size. I mean, shrink has always been one of the earlier things. So we've got Ant-Man and we've got Adam. I feel, and I don't know why, I feel the Atom actually is before Ant-Man, partly because of the way they talk about the names. So I'm gonna say Adam pre-Ant-Man.
Yes, Adam is 1940, and Ant-Man is 1962.
There we go. Yes.
Well done, sir.
What was my record? We keeping track of that guy. Okay.
You got Adam. You got the Flash. You got Catwoman. There's 3. You didn't get Huntress. You got Solomon Grundy, so there's 4. You got Brainiac, right?
Yep.
There's 5. You missed Mole Man. You missed Man Thing. You got Clayface, so there's 6.
Didn't I get Penguin? Or I did. Yeah, I
Oh,
get. Yeah, that was what I talked
yep,
myself out of. I should have gotten. I
yep.
talked myself out of it. Yep.
You got you missed you missed Magneto.
Yep.
Let's see here. You missed Thanos. No, you said Darkseid. You said Darkseid.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep, you said you got that one. So you're at 7. And you got Blue Beetle. There's 8. Doctor Strange. I think you missed Doctor
I
Strange,
missed
and you
Doctor
missed. Yep.
Strange.
So there you go. So you got 7. You got 7 out of 15.
Hey.
I'm
Wait,
proud.
7 out of 15. Dang it, that's a losing record.
Hey,
Still.
that's okay. That's okay. There's
That's
some
all right.
hard ones
One
there.
off,
Though. That's
one
all right.
off, one off. I would have, you know what? Typical Falcons fan. If I wouldn't have second guessed myself, I had a winning record. All right.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right. That was fun, sir. That was really fun. All right. Do we have time for me to throw one out for you before we close up?
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Today?
Let's do it, man.
All right. So here's my tag. I felt I want to bring back enemy, ally, or boo. Okay.
Enemy,
So-
ally, or boo. Got it.
So for our fans out there, we played this a couple times. So this kind there's a game that we won't play here, but basically I'm going to give my buddy Bradley a character, and then I'm going to give him 3 characters who have something in common, and he must pick one person who will be his enemy, one person who will be his ally, and one person that will be his boo thing. And he has given me the rationale. So, are you ready, sir?
Bring it.
So, the person who you are playing as is Bob Ross. Always the lovely trees and the friendly clouds, the happy clouds. And I think he was smoking trees to get clouds. That's why he was in such a good mood. And then the choice of enemy, ally, or boo are King Leonidas from 300, Maximus from Gladiator, and William Wallace from Braveheart. One's got to be your enemy, one's got to be your ally, and one's got to be your boo. Who's Bob Ross picking?
I mean, Bob Ross, his enemy is definitely not going to be William Wallace. We're going to say he's going to love him some William Wallace. That's going to be his boo.
All right.
All right. So Leonidas or Maximus. I think his ally is definitely going to be Maximus, just
Fair.
because
Fair.
he's a scholar. He's thinking about
Fair.
all the the smoke and everything.
And
But there again,
Maximus
he's gonna
done
know.
wrong.
Yeah, he's gonna know. I'm gonna swap that. So now that I'm thinking about it, his enemy is gonna be Maximus. His ally is gonna be Leonidas, because he's gonna know more about Theopoly than he's going to know about Maximus the Great.
Sure.
At this time, because he died before Gladiator came out.
Yep.
So I'm thinking his ally is gonna be Leonidas. He's gonna know about about that story more than he's gonna know about the Romans. So there we have it. Bob Ross, gonna love him some William Wallace.
Yes, sir.
He's gonna be at odds with Maximus, and his ally against Maximus is gonna be Leonidas, which
means he also
Leonidas
gets
will win.
300. Which means he also gets 300.
300 against Gladiator. Ooh, that's a movie fight.
You know, and I'm not sure if I'm picking. I feel like Leonidas with Bob Ross trying to kind of calm him down.
Yeah.
You know, because I like your pick. Other than this, we also know that if Leonidas had to deal with Bob Ross for more than a couple minutes, Leonidas going to walk him through the city of Sparta, take him to the well, and go, "This is Sparta," and do the kick. And last thing we hear Bob Ross going, "But I'm going to draw some happy trees."
Right.
At the bottom of the well, and it will be over with. Absolutely. So just to recount, if you're Bob Ross, your enemy is going to be Maximus, your ally is going to be King Leonidas, and your boo, your best friend, your personal person, is going to be William Wallace, who again, if Bob Ross is your best friend, they're doing nothing else but screaming for your freedom. Absolutely, sir. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Awesome. Brian, where can we reach you,
All
sir?
right. As always, you can find me on Facebook at Brian Stephen Dennis. Again, give me a friend request, give me a follow. I try and keep things light and interesting. Cannot wait to connect with you via social media.
Also, you can tweet at me at Fandemic3. You can message me on Facebook at The Fandemic. Now active on TikTok at Fandemic1. Hear my reviews and so much more. Now, Brian, we have to have our normal, let's say hi to Stacy. Stacy, hi.
Hi, Stacy.
If you want to support the show, there's several ways to do so. One, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/thefandemic. And you know what? We will cheers you on the next episode. You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/PVOTN/ or not slash, I'm sorry, PVOTN Fandemic. You can become an episode assistant, episode producer, a pre-venge producer like Stacy is, or become part of the Council of Nerds. Yes, you can be part of the con, starting at $5 a month. You can.
And if you join the con, I promise to wear an Elron wig.
Please join the con. Please join the con.
Bradley, you cannot join the con.
Leia can.
Wait, don't just release 18.
I'm prepared. It's fine. You can become a monthly supporter on anchor.fm/PVOTN. Or, you know what? Just share the show with someone you want to make a little
Absolutely.
more awesome. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review. Also, when you go onto YouTube, hit all the bells and the whistles so you
Yep.
know when new episodes are coming. Brian, I think we have hit max levels of awesome for the week.
We have, sir. However, before we finish up, we do need to do one thing, which I meant
Yes.
at the beginning of the show, which is this, because we had our week hiatus. I think because we are both such huge fans of this individual's work, I think we need to give some crux and some respect. RIP to one Kevin Conroy.
Oh,
who-
yes.
Yes, who passed away on this past Wednesday, I believe, November 10th.
Yeah.
2022. If you're not sure who Kevin Conroy is, if you've enjoyed any animated versions of Batman and that voice, especially Batman animated series, the 90s show that was voiced by Kevin Conroy, he for an entire generation was Batman. So again, condolences to his family. But again, it's two nerds, two enemies who enjoyed his work on many levels. And it's always sad when anyone passes, but we just wanted, from whether anyone from that knows him ever hears this podcast or not, we're two people that were definitely enjoyed and were touched by his work. So again, as always, RIP to one Kevin Conroy.
Yes, man. Enough said, buddy. Enough said. Honestly, you know what? I say let's just end it right there.
Sure.
Let's just end it with a good send off to one Kevin Conroy. All right. You know what? Have a wonderful evening. Put Kevin and his family in your prayers. Have a great day.